places in order to come back to show somebody else that it's possible. And today I know it's possible. You know, a lot of people see me in the street and I'm out here and I'm in the community. I advocate for, areas. I'm heavy in the substance abuse community. And I'm there because I have no choice but to give back what was given to me. See, I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to be a bum. I know what it's like to be so addicted to drugs your family don't want to be bothered with you. I've been there. You know, everybody look at me now and see the outside, see the fancy cars, see the house, whatever, but they don't know what it took to get here. And it started, my mental health went downhill. I got to say I was honest enough with him. He was talking, he said, Rob, I never knew that you went through all that. But right here in Rocky Mount, after I left New Jersey, I became homeless. I became so addicted to drugs. I became a bum right here in Rocky Mount. You know, the only way out for me, and I got to tell you, was through a failed suicide attempt. I lost everything, including hope, and I didn't want to live no more. I lost my desire to live. And that right there let me know that mental health is real for us men. Not only women, but for us, for men. And through that failed suicide attempt, I went to Cherry Hospital, and the doctor gave me a diagnosis. That's when I realized, what my problem was. And through that diagnosis, I found out that I wasn't crazy. See, a lot of times people walk around here and think they're crazy, and they're really not crazy. They just have conditions that's not dealt with. And I had some issues that I just wasn't dealing with. Having them abandonment issues. Having to come up without a father. Having a loving mother who wasn't. She loved me. I know she did, but she wasn't the hug type. She wasn't the kiss type. So I didn't come up in that loving environment. So it wasn't until I met some people where I finally started getting love. When people finally started saying, Rob, we love you. Rob is okay. And that came from outside. It didn't come from my direct family. So when I went to Cherry Hospital, the doctor told me, he said, Rob, I got some good news and I got some bad news for you. He said, the good news is you're not crazy. The bad news is you have a major drug problem. And right then, that's when the light bulb came on for me, and I was able to start getting help. So I know today from experience, a lot of people who we think in the neighborhood is crazy, or they just act a certain way because we don't understand them, it's because of certain substances they use, right? So when I stopped getting high, when I stopped drinking, that's when my mental stability started changing. That's when I was able to start understanding that, Rob, you done did some bad stuff that you really didn't want to do, but you're not crazy. And then I started learning this importance about sharing, about how I feel. For a long time, I was letting people do stuff to me and say stuff to me and treat me any kind of way, and I wouldn't say nothing back to them. And I'm thinking, that dog, I'm thinking less to myself. But when I started being able to start standing up for myself, started trying my best to learn about really taking care of Rob, that's when life started changing for me, when I started taking care of myself and I stopped letting people treat me any kind of way. But first I had to stop treating other people any kind of way. Because I was a person who treated people bad, but my mental health was at an all-time low. But I'm so grateful for today, right? That today I take time out and I treat myself good. And somebody had to tell me that because see, I work all the time. I will work 7 days a week from sun up to sundown. And I eat bad, my blood pressure high, and all that. But I know today how important. I just told Lynn that I sat down for the last 2 days and I didn't do nothing. And that's a big change for a guy like me. Because I'm always having to do something with my time. I don't like to be idle, so I'm always working, I'm always trying to do something, but I'm learning today that it's important for me just to take time out and pull over and park. My guy tells me, Rob, you just got to pull over and park sometimes. I never knew what that was because I've always got to be something for somebody and not realizing while everything for everybody, I'm not being real good for myself. So today I understand that black man, it's important for me, for us. So the first I come, the quicker image that I got some fake pictures that I can go to, right? And I can talk about exactly what's really going on. You know, I don't have a therapist because people got therapists, because people like therapists. There's nothing wrong with the therapist. But I found some people that I can trust, and I found something that I can share with them my life. And I don't have to worry about the repercussions of somebody saying, well, Rob did this, Rob did that. I found some comfort and some trust in people. I'm no longer that guy who everybody got to look to be masculine. You know, I ain't always got to be the one to say the right thing. Sometimes I just want to be myself. And sometimes being myself it's enough. So, my mental health is very, very, very important to me. It starts with the nurturing of myself. It starts by now I'm trying to eat better. Now I'm trying to take care of the things, the blood pressure. So I don't want to get caught on the blood pressure medicine. So I'm trying to, start taking supplements and, just doing the right thing. No longer pretending that I'm okay when I'm not. For a long time, a lot of us walk around and as soon as somebody say, how you doing? The first thing that we want to say is, I'm okay. And knowing deep down inside, really ain't okay. I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that now. If I'm broken, I'm broken. If I'm hurt, I'm hurt. I could put names on my feelings today. I couldn't do that in the past. I used to think that fucked up was a feeling. People say, how you feel? Excuse me if I'm offending somebody, but I got to. People say, how you feel, Rob? The only thing I can say is fucked up because I didn't know nothing about it. Today I can put a name on a feeling. So, it takes a lot of work. Even today, I still want to be that little guy. I often talk about the little boy on the playground. Because, I gave up my childhood at an early age in the street. So I often refer back to the little boy on the playground who still don't know how to act sometimes. There's a little boy, even in a 54-year-old man that I am, there's a little boy sometimes that want to come out and play. But I got to know how to put that little boy down. I got to tell that little boy, now is not the time, now is not the place. So it becomes maturity. Maturity leads me back to my mental health. Acting accordingly when I need to. Now there's come time when Rob can act a real fool. I like to have fun, talk a lot of junk, but I gotta know when to let the little boy play and when to let the little boy go sit down somewhere. So I'm grateful for life today. I'm grateful that along the way it's been a journey for me to get here. I didn't really start